Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today you join me for a practice drill, and that is the pink cross. So what is the pink cross routine? So as you can see, it's set out beside me, and that is a cross formation of reds. So we're going to pot red, pink, repeat the process, go up for the yellow, and then clear the colours. So you'll find that when we do this, the more and more you do it, this will be so good for your break building skills, your cue ball control. You'll be able to see now how hard I hit the ball, position of the cue ball. It's going to be nowhere near a cushion, and you're going to see a little something I do where I bring my hand a little bit closer to the cue ball. So let's get straight into the drill. So let's begin the routine. Now, you can start wherever you want. The only thing you can't do is start on one of these four reds that are closest to the pink. I was going to use the head cam for this, but I decided not to, and the reason being that I want you to see exactly where I'm putting my bridge hand, because I think this is important. When you're playing shots, especially delicate shots in and around balls, I think the closer your bridge hand can be, I think you can control the white better. Instead of having a longer bridge hand away from the cue ball and a longer swing, you'll find if you just shorten everything up that you will have more control. So we need to pot red, pink, and obviously keep going in that pattern until we go up for yellow and then clear the colours. So let's begin. I'll call the shots out. I'll let you know where I'm aiming on the cue ball. So we're pretty much straight, so no side spin. I'm just going to bring the cue ball back a few inches. You'll notice that we won't need to hit anything hard at all, really. So now straight away, I'm going to try and get in this gap here and get rid of this top one. As soon as you start getting rid of these, then you'll notice that the routine becomes a lot easier. So look how close I am with the bridge hand. So my back arm has just come slightly up the cue a little bit, just to maintain that vertical forearm. So that's okay. So we're going to play the red to centre now. So these are all delicate shots. So you'll be able to see in a minute. Again, so I've got a slight right cut, so a trace of left. Notice the bridge hand. So everything nice and compact, and you're going to be able to play these shots so delicately. So I'm dead straight on the pink. We can try and bring back just for this red in this corner, but you're going to have to be really accurate. If you underhit it, you're going to be faced with a little cutback. But I suppose if we overhit it, we've still got this. So yeah, let's try and get rid of this one. So just bringing the cue ball back a couple of inches. Again, notice the bridge hand. Short backswing. Yeah, that's all right. So just keeping everything in close quarters. Same again, straight on the red. As close as possible with the bridge hand. As you can see, now we've got rid of these two reds, we've got so much more room to work with the cue ball. Now we're going to get rid of this next red next to the pink. So a slight right cut, so trace of left, nice and in close. Only a trace of side, so you can see on the cue ball the way it spins that there's only a trace of side on. It won't alter the aiming too much. So exactly the same shot as the pink now, so we've just got a slight right cut. So again, close in with the bridge hand, low on the cue ball, trace of left. We don't want to be anywhere near a cushion with the cue ball. We need to keep everything close in. So now you've got a decision. You can either run the cue ball through for any of these 4 in there, or bring it back to around where it is, maybe a bit shorter. I think we're going to bring it back. So dead straight again, in close with the bridge hand. That's nice. So like I say, definitely go away and practice. Just bringing your hand a little bit closer, you'll find that you've got so much more control when you're playing these delicate shots. So I'm hampered whichever one I play, so I'm going to have to be playing over a ball. That one, I'm taking the cue ball too far away from the pink. So I'm going to get myself lined up. Just raise the butt of the cue. Slight left cut, so trace of right. Again, nicely played. And now we're just high of straight, so we can just bring the white just down slightly here, and we'll get rid of that last red that's closest to the pink. So slight right cut, trace of left, just below centre. That's about perfect. So let's start getting rid of possibly the outside balls of these reds next. So again, slight right cut, trace of left, in nice and close, small backswing. Don't need the big long backswings. You'll find that you'll just overhit things. So I think the angle's not perfect for getting back down this side. So I think what we're going to do is just run through and maybe play this end red, and we'll get rid of that. So pretty much straight, just rolling the cue ball through, in close with the bridge hand. This gives us so much more control. Yeah, I think we'll play the end red. I'm just going to stun off the cushion and come back in towards this area. So just below centre, trace of right as it's a slight left cut. That's lovely. So now we're going to stun over this way and get rid of one of these N2 reds. So exactly the same. Right cut, trace of left, in nice and compact with the bridge hand. We're not really in risk of over hitting it too much. Can't emphasize that enough. Yeah, so we'll play the end red. So similar shot to what we've just played here. Just bringing the cue ball off the cushion. So we're just going to go just above centre. Trace of left. Nicely onto the pink. Then we'll get rid, then we'll put the cue ball around here. Get rid of this red next. So slight left cut. Trace of right. As you can see, just by getting rid of those 4 reds early on around the pink, you've got a lot more room to work with. So right cut, trace of left, in nice and compact with the bridge hand. You'll find when you're playing it as well, it feels really good when you're nice and compact. So I'm just going to bring the cue ball into this space. Now I think what we're going to do actually, let's get rid of this top one here. So we're just going to roll the cue ball through to around this area. Then we can play this red and bring the white up through this gap. So let's try and get rid of one of those. So it's pretty much straight, no side spins, rolling through. That's good. So we're just going to play that shot I've just mentioned, just stunning the cue ball up this gap. So just below centre, it's not a screw shot, so it's more of a stun up that gap. So a slight right cut, so trace of left, just below centre. Up into that gap. So now we'll play the cue ball into this area here, get rid of one of these two. So no different. Hand comes a little bit further up the cue at the back, in close. And the control is lovely. You'll certainly find this when you're doing it. Don't be tempted to have that big long backswing, because you're just going to overhit everything. So I'm just below straight, so I'm just going to stun to this area. So slight trace of left. So let's get rid, probably this, the higher one of the two at the bottom of the pink. So no different. Nice and compact, slight right cut, trace of left. So we'll play that top one of the two. Just bring the cue ball back to roughly where it is now. So pretty much straight. So trace of left. So again, pretty much straight. Just going to bring the cue ball back to around here. Even if we're a little bit short, we will have to play off two cushions, but we're going to try not to. Again, nice and compact. So obviously not landing the white, as I said, anywhere near a cushion. So bring the cue ball back a few inches, trace of left. So two reds to go. So when we play the last pink, I'd rather be on this side of the table, because I want to play pink and then white off the side cushion and up for the yellow. So I'm going to play for this red next, so just stunning the white out to around here, and we'll play this right hand red first. So nothing changes, nice and compact. So that's okay. So now it's important that we land just slightly low of the pink. Don't want to be landing high, because obviously we've got the cue ball to travel a long way to get back to the back to the pink. So I'm stretching a little bit, but that's all right. So just not to overhit this. Yeah, that looks good. Then we can play that shot, as I mentioned. Just stun the red in, leave the cue ball around here, then we can play the pink up for yellow. So in nice and close. It's a slight left cut, so trace of right. Again, you can control the white so much better with that shorter bridge. Obviously you can use a longer bridge, but your timing has to be so good to not overhit balls. So we're going to play this last red, and we want to land slightly low, so that being straight, so we want to be this side, so we can play the cue ball off the cushion. So it's a slight left cut, trace of right, low on the cue ball, just a delicate shot. That's perfect. So when the cue ball hits this cushion off the pink, it's going to be a little bit of running side because we'll play it with a slight trace of left, and it'll come up this line and up for the yellow. So trace of left, just below centre. Yeah, that's nice. So we're just off straight. So literally just going to bring the cue ball back, try and get it around this area. If we can land straight on the green, brilliant. If we're a little bit short, we can play the cue ball off the cushion. So trace of left, slight right cut. That's good. So we're just off straight again on the green. Don't really need to play it off the cushion. I can probably hold the cue ball to around this area. But now it's important, I want to be the left side of straight on the brown, so we can play the brown and bring the white off the cushion and down for blue. So it's a slight left cut, so trace of right, again compact on the bridge hand. That's controlled nicely again. So now play the brown, side cushion, a little bit of running side, down for blue. So trace of left, just below centre. You'll notice in all these shots, even though we're playing with a trace of side, your aiming won't really alter that much because it's only a trace, doesn't push too much. So you don't really need to alter that much really. So now I'm just going to drop the blue in, land the cue ball around here. Again, it's important not to go too far because then you're going to have to play the pink off all the cushions all the way around. So trace of right as it's a slight left cut, just below centre. That's good. So a slight right cut. So don't want to be too low on the cue ball. You don't want the white coming down here and landing too near a cushion. So I'm going to be just below centre. I'm just going to try and bring it along this line. So again, nice and compact. Just a short little backswing. Yeah, and that's controlled nicely. So just a black to finish. Right cut, so trace of left. And there you have the pink cross routine. So there we have it, the pink cross routine. Now, hopefully after watching that, you realise how important it is. If you bring your bridge hand a little bit closer to the white, that you're going to have so much more control when you're playing shots where you don't need a lot of power. Having that longer distance between bridge hand and cue ball, and ultimately having that longer backswing, it's just going to be so hard to control the cue ball. So definitely give that a go. Hope you enjoyed that one. There's going to be plenty more drills coming your way. I'll have a little think, post in the comments what you would like to see, and we can have a look at getting those drills on video for you, and we can you can see how I go about them. But in the meantime, do have a look at all the other videos on my channel. There's quite a few to go at, and in the meantime I'll be working on some other things. So as always, if you do like the content, please like, share and subscribe. It helps massively for the channel. Also, coaching is available either online or in this room with me. Do get in touch and we can arrange something. So in the meantime, enjoy the content and we'll see you soon for the next one.